This is Owen, 34, owner of a commercial drone inspection business, facing a contract decision after new compliance rules hit. Hi, Joe. I just landed my biggest contract yet, but meeting the new operating requirements will eat almost all of the profit. If I walk away, I feel like I'm passing on a breakthrough moment.
Drone inspection. That's pretty cool, Owen. How the hell did you get into that business?
Thanks. Kind of by accident. I was flying drones recreationally. Then someone asked if I could check a roof after a storm. One thing led to another. Now most of my work is small infrastructure inspections.
Okay, and I don't know too much about the regulations around your industry, but are you like regulated by federal guidelines and stuff like that, or what's going on there?
Exactly. The new compliance stuff just kicked in. And to meet the new standards for this contract, I'd have to invest in upgraded equipment and certification. And that is where the margins basically vanish.
So let me get this right. You did this as a at the beginning you were flying drones. Then some people asked you to do some inspections, like
Right.
so you drive to physical locations, you pull the drone out of your vehicle, and you do inspection. You provide the file to the customer, you make an invoice, and they pay you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The new contract is bigger scale, though, more formal, and that's where the compliance threshold changes.
Okay, but you describe the company as doing drone inspections?
Yeah, drone-based inspections, mostly roofs, small structures, that kind of thing.
Okay. And the permits that you're required to have now, are they uh, prohibiting you from doing any business at the moment?
Not everything, but for this specific contract, yes, I need the upgraded cert and equipment to legally and credibly fulfill it. Without that, I'm basically out of consideration. And if I invest and the work doesn't continue beyond this one deal, I'm exposed.
And how much does the equipment cost?
Roughly 28,000 all in with the training. For this contract, after expenses, I'd clear maybe a few thousand. So yeah,
But the equipment is repeatable, meaning it's not only for that contract.
right. It could be used again. The uncertainty is whether that level of work will actually materialize soon enough to justify the outlay now.
And this customer, it's the first time you get this kind of customer?
First, at this size, yes. It feels like a step up, but not guaranteed recurring revenue yet.
And do you still have your regular customers that you had earlier on?
Yeah, a steady but modest base. Enough to keep things afloat, but not enough to comfortably absorb a big misstep.
Well, what do you talk? Why misstep? What do you mean?
Just that if I stretch and it doesn't pay off soon, cash gets tight fast. And that makes me pretty cautious.
Okay, but you're the one driving in your car and doing those drone inspections?
Yeah, mostly me. Sometimes I'd bring in a part-time pilot I trust, but day to day, it's me. And that makes scaling decisions feel very personal. Like it's not just numbers, it's my time, capacity, energy.
Okay, so you started this business at home?
Yeah, it started small, out of my garage.
And how long ago?
About 4 years now. It's been steady, not explosive.
Okay, and how long did you leave home?
Huh? Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. I still run it myself, just out of a small rented workspace now, not my house.
Okay, so you started the business 4 years ago from home, and now you transitioned to a real commercial space, even though it's small and rented, it doesn't matter. But when did you do that transition?
About a year and a half ago. It was manageable step, not a huge leap, but a commitment. And this feels like the next step, but a much riskier one.
Okay. All right. So you did 2.5 years at home. Now you're 1.5 years into a rented space. And now you already have customers, but you're getting a bigger contract but it requires a 28K investment.
That's the gist, yeah.
Okay.
And that's where I'm stuck. I don't want to freeze and miss something important, but I also don't want to jump and regret it.
And how many hours do you put in a week?
Honestly, 50 to 60 most weeks, some admin at night.
And do you still enjoy flying the drones?
Yeah, I do. That's never been the problem. The business side just weighs heavier sometimes.
And during this 4 years, have you put some money away?
Some, not a huge cushion, but enough to cover normal ups and downs, just not something like a big expenditure all at once.
If I asked you what's your monthly income, is it stable enough to answer or it's still too volatile?
It's stable-ish, but it fluctuates. I don't have it down to a neat, predictable number every month.
Okay, so give me an idea. What's a pattern of 3 months? How could it look like? Owen, you still there? All right, we got enough context here. So we have Owen that is passionate about flying drones, and he's got an inspection business, which is pretty cool. I imagine there's a lot of demand. Owen is working 50, 60 hours, and he's got something in his hands. The question now is, do you invest 28K to get this new certification and equipment so he could get this new customer? So it's unclear about why the equipment or the training would not be used for other customers. So that remains a little bit of a mystery. And in a situation like this where you start from home, you do 2.5 years, then you go into a small rented space, 1.5 years. Those are factors that are all part of the decision-making process for business owners. And you can't really take a decision like that unless all the stuff is clearly put in front of you. He's got to have his numbers right. He's got to know, either by instinct or either by memory, because listen, he's got a small business and he should know all the stuff top of mind without needing to go into spreadsheets, like, how much you're making a month, how much is left, and how much equipment were you able to invest. So all these unknowns right now make it that it's very difficult to give some advice. Maybe we could get those final answers here, and let's see. Do we still have Owen over here? I'd have a few more questions for him.
Not sure. Want me to try to bring him back?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm here. Like I was saying, if I had to summarize 3-month pattern, some months feel solid, then a slower one drops in and makes it unpredictable. And that's part of the hesitation.
How much money are we talking about?
Say a strong month might be 14 to 16 in revenue, but a slow one can dip below 10.
Okay, so basically you're in between 10 and 15,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roughly before expenses, and after everything, it's thinner than I like. And that's why that big spend feels heavy.
And what are your expenses? Okay, besides your rent, electricity, phone, internet, what else you got?
Insurance is kind of a big one. Software, vehicle costs, and that part-time pilot when I bring him in. It's manageable, but not plush.
And how much profit is left in terms of percentage, roughly?
On a good month, maybe 20-ish, sometimes less. And if I took on that 28K spend for that contract alone, that profit basically collapses short term.
That what collapses?
Sorry, the profit margin. It would drop to almost nothing for that job. That's why I'm on the fence, you know?
So why are you on the fence? If you're not going to make money and it's early in your company, why would you even consider this? If, by the way, was the equipment and the training usable in future contracts? So basically, you have this one client, you serve him with this investment, but your profit is the ability to use the equipment and software in future contracts.
That's part of the hope. It's usable beyond this client, but it's not guaranteed work. There's a chance more will follow, but no signed pipeline.
Yeah, but you're in the drone inspection business, Owen. You must know if that equipment or that upgrade or that training is something that's in demand. Is it or not? Or you
It
don't know,
is.
or you don't
Yeah,
know.
it is in demand generally, but locally it's spotty right now. Some signals and inquiries, but nothing firm.
And in terms of pricing, assuming that you're able to add this product, is it something that's in the 20% range profit after expenses?
On this one, no. After the upgrade, it's close to break even, which is what's knotting my stomach. Feels like risking stability for a maybe.
No, I mean in future contracts, assuming that you take that contract, that, okay, you break even with that customer, right? You invest the
Right.
28K, you get the 28K back. Now you have new equipment and you're able to provide a new service to your existing customers. Now, assuming that you're able to sell that new service, are you still going to make 20% on that service like your other inspection products?
Hmm. If the volume is steady, then yeah, I'd expect to get back to that range eventually. Maybe better. The issue is just surviving the step to get there.
Okay, well, listen, Owen, theoretically, your answers are saying that, yeah, maybe it is a good opportunity because you could serve one customer and then add a product line that potentially, but your hesitation is what makes me a little weary about it. I wouldn't do it just because I'm not vibing with your level of confidence. I feel like it's too many unknowns at an important time in your life where you're putting in already 50, 60 hours and you're able, you see a spark, you have a beginning of a business, you understand it,
Right.
but
That resonates.
yeah, but why would you put that but to add a new product and to invest 28K and to if this could become like a regular product and you already paid for, it's an attractive situation, but you have to dig deeper and you got to get all these unknowns clear so your level of confidence is like, oh crap, I have to do this. If I'm not going to do this, I'm never going to have the ability to add this product at a cost of zero because it's only going to cost you your time, essentially, because you're going to put the 28K, you're going to recoup that 28K from the customer, and all of a sudden you have new products and new services to offer. That's probably not going to happen again. So, you might have an opportunity there, but you need to be more informed and you have to bring your confidence level. Either it's yes or it's no.
Hmm. Yeah, like I'm trying to treat this like a measured bet, not a coin toss.
Okay. Well, you still maybe all this is developing in the how. When did you get that proposal from that customer? Recently, or it's been on your desk for a while?
Just 10 days ago. They've asked for a decision within 2 weeks.
Okay, so chill, Owen. Don't worry, man. Do some research, dig deeper, go into your contacts, ask around, speak to that pilot of yours, and you really start digging and start getting a better feel for that new product, that new training, and see what you could muster up as new information. So, like this, you have a little bit more confidence.
That helps calm my brain, make it less all or nothing and more fact driven, you know?
Yeah, exactly. All right, chat. Thank you very much. I'm going to put you on pause, and we're going to come back. We're going to have another one.
Got it. Pausing now.
Thank you. I'm going to speak to the camera, our beloved viewer, and I'll be right back with you, chat. So in this case, we have Owen. Interesting kind of business. Earlier, we had some unknowns. Now we kind of filled in the gaps. And our instincts earlier on his answers, well, we were missing the information. So it was a little bit, unsettling for me to kind of give any kind of opinion on what I think. But now with this, it puts the focus on him, because at the moment we have a customer that's willing to pay 28K for a contract, and he has the ability to buy the equipment and the training for and recoup that investment. So essentially he's adding a new product to his product line. So he's going to have his regular inspections and now a new product and service. So we call that product and service A. And if he does this contract, one thing I should have asked him is how much time would it take you? But regardless of the answer, I mean, it's a very interesting consideration. But in this case, it's fresh on his desk. He's got 10 days and he's just not informed enough on the matter for him to see clearly. And what happens is, like anything new that comes at us, initially, nobody likes change too much, especially when we're starting and, it's a grind, right? So something comes in order to really evaluate it, you gotta squeeze the lemon, to the end and really go to the end of the story so you could be clear. And normally, if you've put in the work and you've able to really evaluate the ins and outs, normally things become very clear very fast. But it requires time, and he's got to do that work. So I think for now, I think the advice was good for Owen.